Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you how I managed to defeat a fide master. This game happened like a week ago and I decided to make a recap on it as it's very educational and there's a lot to learn from. It started with a Sicilian and to be precise an open one. We both developed our knights and he fianchettos the bishop. I bring out my bishop, he completes the fianchetto. I castle, he castles. Rook to e1. This is a very common setup in the Sicilian. It is very solid as well. There are a lot of different positions here, but this is one of the most common ones that you're going to see. Here, after he develops his knight, the engine suggests to play h3. The reason being that if after you reinforce here, which is what I did, they get to play knight to g4, forcing a trade. So here I decided to take, and he should have taken back like this, but actually he blundered. He took like this. And now the tactic is that after I take here with check, I win a pawn. And this is just winning for me. But this did not happen in the game as I completely missed that tactic and just went for the normal trade. And here I'm supposed to be slightly losing, or slightly worse at least, because my pawns are doubled, his pawns are okay, he's going to have a strong center, but that is why I played e5, because if he takes, I win the rook, and if he pushes, I win the pawn. So he decided to develop his bishop. Takes, I trade, and now my rook infiltrates. Now this is getting interesting, because I lose this pawn, but then I win that one. So he decided to push. I take because it's a free pawn. He attacks me, and I actually anchor. This is a slight inaccuracy for him. He loses a pawn, and now after the anchor, I just got a really strong bishop. So he decides to trade. I go like this. King left, otherwise back rank, and I decided to go here because if he decides to check, I step in here, and from this square, he cannot attack this pawn that easily. So I go like this, takes, and this position is actually a draw. Even though you got this pawn, it's pretty easy for him to defend, and he just needs to play solidly from here on. But you're going to ask yourself, what happened? How did you manage to defeat him? Well, this is a symmetrical position, and I have an outside passed pawn. So I just need to push. Cut off his king, don't let him escape. He cannot move the king because he loses the pawn. So he goes back. Now I decide to push again. He attacks me. I push again. Now see, this is still considered a draw by the engine. But it's actually really tricky because my pawn is marching down the board. And there are a lot of tricks. He is not allowed to leave this file, which is why I start bringing my king. Now this is getting worse for him. And now this was a game-changing blunder because king to d5. And I don't really care about that pawn because I'm going to promote. So he took another one. This is very interesting. You may think, why not just push? Well, I go here. Everything is defended. And now, if he takes, I take, so that's fine. And you just need to be careful. And from here, it's just a normal checkmate. With a typical pattern with the rook, and I won. But the thing is, after this, apparently this is bad, but it doesn't make that big of a difference. If you go here, he doesn't escape, but because after this and this, it takes a little longer, but that doesn't matter. So what I want to show you is this tactic. Push. If he doesn't take, I play rook to a5. And if he checks, I go here. So there is no way for him to stop the promotion. That was the idea of rook to b5 here. Now pushing, the engine says it's pretty drawish. So this was the best move. Here would have still worked because you can get to go here. But my idea was apparently better by the engine. I think both worked, but I just wanted to show you this brilliant pattern and idea that you may have or have not in your future games. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the other videos.